So they are often they often have their pouches in front of them or hidden on their body. The sun rises into the center of the sky. It becomes sort of midday, and lots of people start selling food from stalls. They're selling maybe even umbrellas, shade, fans, things like that. It gets a little hot in the capital, even though it is on the ocean.
Would there be any stalls where there's like alcohol being served and like seating areas?
Yeah, the seating areas would probably be maybe buildings that have open windows to the outdoor area and seating around them. So definitely, you could definitely find a drink and have a moment, I guess, to yourself.
I'd definitely go into one of those areas just to peruse, see if there's anyone that like maybe already had too much to drink.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Maybe they're not paying as much attention as you might think.
Yeah, as you're walking through, you come across well, it's midday. To be super drunk at midday would be a little excessive. But there are individuals who are rowdy, tipsy, telling big stories, having fun, calling to their friends and bringing them over and enjoying time together out in the open. Some sitting, some standing around talking. Just sort of a big rowdy group at one of these, we'll call them open air bars.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. You want to try and steal from them?
I don't think I would. I think there's going to be too many eyes. They're probably going to be paying more attention than you think.
Yeah, maybe.
So
Go ahead.
I might chill around and just kind of watch, see if there's any particular groups that maybe aren't paying attention, but I won't do anything right away.
Okay. There's probably some ladies on a shopping trip together who come from maybe a full on maybe like a clothing shop that you get everything measured and it's tailored and all of that stuff, and maybe they come out to have a light lunch, and not mimosas because I don't know if those exist, but I mean we can make them exist, so they might have mimosas, but they're gonna have like a lunch drink. They would all sit together and then enjoy their meal and leave maybe a little bit tipsy. There'd also be maybe 2 or 3 individuals who come from maybe like also again an actual shop, a shop for weapons or metal smithing, and come out and seems like they're having like a business discussion about making some specific weapon or something like that.
I feel like I'd look around the people with the weapons, the weaponsmiths, see if I can try and get a weapon and creep away.
Okay, yeah, sure.
New weapon. Pretty nice.
They walk up to the bar and they order, and then they step away with their drinks, and they have a table that they're bent over. They're not sitting at it. They're sort of bent over, and they're discussing some sort of like like length versus hilt length versus pommel, and it sounds like they're trying to design maybe an axe or a sword or something, but they go back and forth about what they're designing.
Do they actually have any weapons with them?
Yeah, they're probably wearing several pieces, mostly daggers. One of them might have a sword. Yeah.
Mm. As interested as my character might be, I think she'd walk away. Because
Okay.
if they're all wearing them, it'll be hard to grab them. So.
Okay. I'll have you roll a perception check.
Okay. 6.
6. Ooh. One of the rowdy individuals stands up and has they're having some sort of disagreement. So as you move through this area, one of them stands up rather quickly and pushes their chair back, with their legs or whatever, and it sort of it doesn't hit you because there's no way you would just let something like that occur. You're eagle eye watching everything, so you step away, and several people push past you because suddenly you're in their space as you step away, and you're used to moving through people, so you sort of slide sideways through these people, and they part like water around you, and keep walking, and then you continue on away from, I guess, these armorers, these metal workers,
Yes.
and where is it? A very lovely tiefling stands up from a set of stairs nearby. They've been sitting on the stairs, just juggling is all you've seen them do. But she says, "Oh, I do believe that person just stole your sphere purse."
A person stole my sphere purse? Who?
That person who just brushed past you on the left. It seemed like when they passed by, they had their hands out and they grabbed your sphere.
As I look at them, do they seem trustworthy or evil? Ill of contempt, possibly?
I mean, there's no reason a random person would try to trick you or anything like that. You're welcome to look for your own sphere purse.
Okay, then I look for my sphere purse.
Yeah, it's gone. Someone jacked it. If you'll roll investigation.
13.
13. As you look for it, you don't see it. You do like the quick "what the heck" and look around. There is a just the very tail end of a brown cloak headed around a corner away from you. Doesn't seem like they're running or anything, but it does seem like the person who was indicated is moving away from you, and it seems like with your money.
I'm gonna follow them.
Okay, to follow them, what would we call that? Acrobatics or athletics. I assume one of those is way better than the other for you, so you could choose which one.
9 on acrobatics.
9. Okay. You're pushing through. You've chosen a very busy place, so even though you're very good at moving through people, there are people just everywhere. You're trying to keep up with the cloak that's seemingly disappearing. You occasionally get a glimpse of like a hat on top of them with a small feather in it, so you can sort of tell from above or from as they move around edges and corners that they are moving ahead of you, but they seem to be keeping pace, and they are moving consistently away from you. Maybe they've clocked you that you're following them. Maybe not.
I mean, the only thing she's gonna do is she's gonna keep trying to catch up to them. Can I see if there's any, like, possibility of direction that I might know of where they're going?
Yeah, we'll take an insight. You're familiar with this area. You've been here for days at this point.
20.
20? Like a natural 20?
No.
Okay. So you are familiar with this area. You know that it does become seedier and more narrow as you head the direction that they're heading. You can probably take a couple shortcuts to catch up to them. And you probably do so, because why wouldn't you? And then once you get pretty close, you see them turn down an alleyway that you think, okay, I can catch them. I just need to hustle, basically, and I got them.
Mm-hmm. As I'm approaching, do they seem dangerous? Does it seem like I'm not to fight?
In the same way you don't seem dangerous, they don't seem dangerous. You think this is probably like a practiced artisan of the dark kind of person who has spent a lot of time taking and apparently was able to muscle past you and get your money. So you think they're at least on level with you, stealing wise, or maybe a little better, like they've been doing it maybe longer.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna keep going on, and when I can approach them, I'm gonna grab them.
Okay. If you'll roll one, I guess, man, I hate to keep going this way. Perception. We'll just go with perception.
8.
8. Ooh. Yeah, as you're hustling forward, there's the corner where you're like, okay, I just need one more little push, and I think I got him. You come around the corner. They should be right there. As you come around the corner, they are not there, in fact. You find yourself in a rather not seedy part of town, but it's not the best. There's water in the street that seems to have just collected and stays there. A lot of the windows are boarded or just shut so that you can't go through them. None of the doors are open. You are standing alone in basically a dead end.
So I've lost them at this point, correct?
You lose them. As you turn around, you hear only 3 clicks of footsteps. 1, 2, 3, click, click, click. And then the same tiefling that mentioned that your purse had been stolen previously says, oof, I think you lost him. Vertigo, right?
Yeah.
Of the House of Treasures?
Correct.
Perfect. you have been selected. Congratulations!" And she like claps and then does like a big motion in the air to nobody.
Excuse me? Selected for what? Who are you?
You will be entering HEADMAKER, and it is a lottery system, and you have been selected. Congratulations. Come with me! And turns and starts walking the only direction you can go to, out of the alleyway.
Oh. I feel like I'd be skeptical. So I might follow to go out, but like whichever way they turn to leave, if there's another way to turn, I'm going that way.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. How many hit points do you have?
33.
33, perfect. You watch this person walk forward, turn left out of the alleyway, onto not necessarily a busier street. This is kind of a bad part of town at this point. But you watch them turn left, and you turn right. Correct?
Yeah.
The bag slips over to your head, the rope goes tight around your neck like a garrote, and you fall asleep to a sleep spell, which, because you are the lowest health person in the area, affects only you. And if you'll roll Constitution, just to see at what point you wake up, if you wake up during the journey.
Constitution. I don't even see Constitution in here. Oh, because it's
like the main set or whatever.
Yeah,
It's called a Constitution saving throw, I guess.
Yeah, I was like, it's a save, so it's not going to be under the...
Did you say 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. After an unknown amount of time, Vertigo... Wow, 4.
My Constitution's not high at all.
I guess Vertigo would wake up there. You sleep through everything. You come to, and people are holding you on both sides, by your shoulders. You have the bag over your head still. Your hands are manacled behind you, and you obviously can't see anything, so you don't know where you are. But you are being held up.
I wouldn't do anything, because at this point I'm already kind of captured, but I don't want to give them too much reason to do anything else.
Okay, that makes sense. What a reasonable choice that I feel like not a lot of the people seem to make. Excellent job. Okay, if you'll roll a deception roll, because you're pretending like you're basically not awake, is what it seems like.
Yeah, that's
So you can try and learn stuff before you're quote-unquote awake.
Oh god, this can go horribly. 17.
Yeah, there's a couple moments that it seems like you are conscious, but nothing seems to be happening. When you come to, you hear the last voice that you heard. You hear the woman saying some just crazy stuff, and then you hear like a soft sound as well, like a sort of slapping sound. But the person is saying like, yeah, so there I was standing in front of the dragon, and I looked right at it in the eye, and I said, "Hey, we don't take your kind around here." And obviously a dragon wasn't gonna take that laying down. So when it tried to bite me, I kicked it in the face, and it roared a little bit, and then I tickled its tongue, which makes all dragons sneeze. I don't know if you know that. And just goes on and on and on about like just random stuff, and you can hear the like slight slapping noise, I guess.
Oh God, she'd be so mad if she had to listen to that for so long.
Yeah.
If that's all that's going on, like you said I'm being held or something. Can you reiterate?
Basically a very strong hand on each arm, holding you sort of under the armpits, like you're standing, but you're limp. So
yeah. Am I being transported anywhere, or are they just holding me there? Like
nah,
they're
you just
there to have a conversation.
You're standing still. You can hear her speaking, but you don't hear anybody else having a conversation. It's just her droning on and on. So when a dragon sneezes, you really expect fire, but if it's not a fire dragon, that's not what's going to happen. So oh, perfect. You're awake. You're awake. Excellent. As soon as you speak, the hands let go. So if you'll roll just a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, come on. 6.
Yeah, you collapse. You hear a door open and close while you're on the ground. You hear the same heels click, 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 and then hands help you to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
The manacles come off of your hands from behind you while you're standing, and then the hood comes off of your face. And I'm going to delete this and drop us into, the next spot. And you are standing right inside the entryway to a very big, nice sort of lord's manor kind of thing. Mm-hmm. This character walks back and stands in front of a little pedestal.
Okay.
And from here on, it seems like you got a good grasp on, doing rolls and all that stuff. So I'm going to tell you, not like normal D&D necessarily, but anything you want to investigate, anything you want to try and perceive, anything about this person, anything you want to flip over and look at, if you want to open boxes, it doesn't matter. Do whatever you think makes sense as the character, not necessarily as a D&D game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So this person says, hello again. Thank you for joining us. I am Abzane, and you are, of course...
Well, I mean, you said my name earlier.
Abzane holds her hand out, like, to you.
Can I do a perception check on her to see if...
Just her? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I keep clicking into the wrong one. 20, not natural.
You looking for anything specific?
I just want to see if she has any ill intent, if there's anything that seems off about her.
Seems off. Yeah, so this is a relatively well-off person. Clean clothes, very nice clothes, well manicured, well shaped, everything like that. The only thing that seems off is that when they motion and when they speak, it's like they're talking to more people than you all the time. They wave their hands very big. They do motions to you, like instead of just holding their hand out, their hand comes all the way forward.
Can I perceive if I'm in an illusion? Ooh, like if there's something else going on that I cannot, like, can I detect something?
Yeah, sure. We'll go with Arcana, I think is what it's called. An Arcana check?
I've got a
Or
pro.
yeah, that's it.
12.
12. This seems real. The room seems real. You sort of shuffle your feet, and there's like a little bit of carpet, but you could tell that it seems to be on the correct type of flooring. The room is beautiful. It's very well lit. It's got chandeliers on the ceiling and lots of chairs, rich kind of chairs. The pedestal in the center is, I mean, shouldn't be there, but even it is carved well. There are birds all over this room, on the rails, on the chandeliers, on the backs of chairs. They're everywhere, in the flowers, everywhere. So that seems not normal, I guess. Abzane is still holding their hand forward at you, like, huh? Huh?
I don't grab her hand. I kind of start staring at her. Why did you bring me here?
Abzane says, okay, puts their hand up on their head. Oh, gosh. You entered the lottery for Headmaker. I don't understand why I have to explain this in this way to so many people. Is it the schooling these days? I don't get it. You entered the lottery
for a lottery.
There were signs all over, and it said, place your name in here, apply here, etc., etc. All you had to do was put in your name, put in your house, bada bing, bada boom. You're selected randomly. Trust me, you were selected randomly.
Okay,
Any other questions?
Is this something that you had to do when you, like, entered the area or something? I don't know that my character would do that. Seems a little off.
You can't play if you didn't do it. It's the whole point of the game.
Okay.
So, at some point, there was the... Did you... I'm pretty sure that you could see it. Yeah. The invite says specifically, compete in Headmaker, drop your name in, etc., etc. So, let me just look at this real quick.
Yeah, that okay.
You have to drop a ticket in to any of the collection locations. Do not complete the ticket with ink made from bodily fluids. So, yeah, it's if you'll roll a history check.
Natural 20.
What? Oh, dang it. Okay. The notice that you read says, and I quote, "The competition to instill a new head of the House of Vane by lottery." And because of your occupation, because of who you are and what you do, and also the sort of tips that you get along the way, unlike many people, you know that the House of Vane does what you do to, like, a national scale. So while you're trying to get information on a target, the House of Vane is getting information on entire networks of houses in a region and learning how to manipulate them to their favor. But they also had, at least one point, the backing of the Empire. So everyone knows what the House of Note is. It's where you register your house and all of that stuff. The House of Vane is like the dark shadow behind it for the Empire. Or it was. But you hear that a lot of bad stuff maybe happened to the House of Vane. So if you wanted to make as much money and connections and information as possible all at once, all you had to do was put a ticket in.
Okay. That... Thinking about it like that, yeah, okay, then she would have. In my head, I was like, well, could someone else have put it in there for me? Would that have been an option?
I would
But
prefer
no,
not.
she-
No, I don't
Yeah,
think
she
so.
probably. Yeah. Okay.
Like, even if it's a scam, all you did was write your name and drop it in, you know? So,
Yeah.
like,
Okay. Hey.
eh. So, Abzane goes through, like, the what are the schools teaching you people? I don't understand. Like, every person who comes through the doors, I have to explain everything they've done. I have to read the notice for them. Oh, is it me? Is it me? And Abzane fully turns away from you and is asking, like, the air above them, behind them, is it me?
Okay. Enough.
What was that? Abzane turns back around.
Just
What?
continue forward with everything else you were saying.
Oh,
Not the
right.
word
Okay,
full
okay,
of-
yeah.
Yeah.
You're here. I had you brought here. You're where was I? And then I'm Abzane. Oh, and you are, and holds their hand back out again. And you are.
I'm not shaking your hand. You know my name.
No. It's just they're not even close enough to shake your hand. They're just motioning to you to say who you are, basically.
I'm Vertigo.
Whew. It's like squeezing orange juice out of rocks. Oh my gosh, perfect. I know exactly who you are, of course. I know who I am. Wait a second.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm.
Do I know who I am? Does anyone truly know me? Questions for another time. I will give you the rules to start if you are ready. And Abzane rubs their gloved hands together.
I suppose.
Perfect. That's the kind of get to it attitude I'm looking for. Wonderful. So, rule number 1, you cannot leave the island. Rule number 2, don't touch any purple stuff. Purple stuff is mine. And Abzane touches their chest. This rule is sort of in the game, but more importantly, out of the game. The bags and stuff on the sides are purple because they got the game stuff in them. So it's like an overarching concept. Just don't touch purple stuff. While you're standing here, you don't see anything purple here. It's not decorated in anything purple. It doesn't seem to matter. And number 3, you can use any skills or abilities you have at any time to your advantage. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Fabulous. Abzane motions towards the pedestal that is in front of her.
He said she motions to a pedestal in front of her.
Yeah, it's in the center of the room. It's like a stone sort of column that only reaches up about 3 feet.
She'd just go and stand on it.
Well, you can't stand on
probably
it.
end
You
up
stand in
knocked
front
out.
of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
On
yeah,
top
yeah.
of it is this. And from this point on, of course, you can manipulate anything as it's given to you, you know?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I
So-
remember the.
If you choose to open it, you can flip it over. And if you read that out loud, please, is what Abzane says also.
A leader must be competent.
Have hearts. Have hearts. Have hearts.